President Biden signing into law new bills to help. Okay, we have Ukrainian Parliament member Kira Rudik joining us now for more analysis on this story. Kira, great to have you with us. Apologies for the snafu there. What can you tell us about those efforts right now with, again, as we heard from Jim, the Americans being held?
Hello, thank you so much for having me. So I want to ensure you that Ukrainian government and Ukrainian military are doing everything possible and impossible to get all the captives that Russians have back to safety. This is both for Ukrainian citizens who are fighting and both for the citizens of other countries who are supporting us and fighting on our side. However, every single discussion with the Russians and every single attempt to exchange the captives is extremely complicated. For example, yesterday we had a medical volunteer released that we were trying to get out for 3 months, and she was not even in military, she was just a medical volunteer. However, Russians insisted on exchange as if she was a military. So there is a work that is being done. We cannot be talking about it publicly, but all in all, we are fighting and negotiating for every single person who is supporting Ukraine. We are negotiating for every single person who is on our side.
Yeah, Kira, we appreciate that. The leaders of France, Germany, and Italy traveled to Ukraine in a show of support. What came out of that?
Well, the first and foremost, this visit resulted in the promise that Ukraine will get the candidacy to the European Union. This is extremely important. It happened in lieu of the Euro Commission statement to recommend to grant us the candidacy status in the United Union. You can see behind my back the flags that are European Union and NATO flags, because it's written in Ukrainian constitution that we have the aim to get to NATO, we have the aim to get to European Union, and we have this hope that in 1 year or so, we will become a full-scale member. Right now, we are getting the candidacy, so the visit of the 3 leaders was a great support on that. The voting will happen next week, and we are doing, again, from our side, all the preparations to have this uplifting moment when Ukrainians and my country will get one step further, closer to fulfilling our goal.
And Kira, we know that the United States is sending additional financial aid to Ukraine, and we also know that colleagues of yours, fellow members of parliament, have been in Washington lobbying for more assistance from Washington. What can you tell us about the needs of Ukraine right now in this fight?
Well, there are always 3 things that we need. The first is the weapons, the second is sanctions, and the third is finance. So this is all in all what my colleagues are asking for. However, there are 2 main urgent matters that need to be discussed. The first is the unblocking of Ukrainian ports. And here we need the efforts that will be world scale, because Ukraine right now holds an enormous amount of grains, wheat, sunflower oil, etc. And we are holding it back, and we cannot actually export it. It will be less than 5 weeks when there will be a famine starting in certain countries that we were supporting with our grains and produce. So this is why the humanitarian mission to unblock Ukrainian ports to extract the grains is critical. Second point is seizing and unfreezing Russian assets. So right now, when the White House and the Congress are deciding on sending money to Ukraine, it's coming out of pockets of the US taxpayers, which is we are extremely grateful for, but it's also extremely unfair when it's about $400 billion of frozen assets right now located in the United States. We insist that these are the money that needed to be used for rebuilding of Ukraine, for Ukrainian support. It's so unfair that people have to pay out of their pockets for Putin's misdeeds. And we think it's only fair when Russian assets are unfrozen and sent back to Ukraine. This requires a lot of legal work. It requires a lot of political work. However, it is the only logical output of the situation.
And Kira, I want to note this statistic that came out from a top UN official stating that more than 1,300 civilians have died in the battle in Mariupol, including 70 children. But they're saying that the real death toll could be likely thousands higher. What can you tell us about the humanitarian situation right now happening in the country?
It's extremely hard, if not impossible, to say the exact amount of people and victims of this war. I can only tell you that the situation is really devastating, and Mariupol was 100,000 people city, and right now it destroyed to the rubble, and it's like almost nobody living there. And it's very hard to say where those people. We know that most of them are deceased. Some of them fled, some of them are hiding somewhere, and so this is why it's extremely hard to say the amount. The next cities where the battle continue, they are suffering the same humanitarian crisis as Mariupol. You know, some Britain officials said that Putin does not have to use the nuclear bombs because he is able to achieve what one can achieve with a nuclear bomb without it, with the constant destruction of the city, killing of the people, and killing and destroying everything around it. So this is right now happening to the other cities in Ukraine. And this is why we continue asking for more support immediately so we can stop that.
Kira, does that effort get harder as this war continues to progress? Do you feel that the Ukraine and the Russia war, that this conflict drops from the headlines and that this effort becomes more difficult for you and people in Ukraine to not only keep this in the headlines, but to get the assistance that you need?
This effort changed. Of course, there is not that emotion that it was at the very beginning, and people tend to switch to other issues, though the support of Ukraine is still very active. However, what we see is switch from emotional support, when people are saying, okay, let's just get together and help Ukraine, to more strategic support, when it's a rational political decision to continue supporting Ukraine because, as I said, of the food storage crisis, because, as we said, of the sanctions that need starting working, because there are many other issues that are coming up, starting from refugee issues, economic issues, etc., etc. So what I want to believe is that by the time when people will get completely used to war in Ukraine, which I hope will happen really later rather than sooner, we will have a concrete plans with our allies on how Ukraine will receive help. The worst thing that could happen right now is that war in Ukraine would become a new normal. This is the worst one, because the war is the worst thing that could happen to the country. It's happening to my country, and I want all the countries of the world to make all the possible and impossible steps for this to stop.
Kira Rudik, we appreciate you coming on to really give us an overview of the situation that's happening there and, of course, what the needs of Ukraine's government are in this fight. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, and glory to Ukraine.